You don't need supernatural abilities to influence the minds of others. Simply by using psychological techniques in an ingenious way, you can get people to act according to your wishes without them even realizing it. So be mentally prepared. Pay attention, and take note of these psychological tips, which will help you handle situations, and get what you want. Let's get started. Number 1. The light touch on the elbow to get favors. One study showed that bookstore customers who received a gentle touch on the elbow spent more time in the store, and bought more products compared to those who were not touched. Similarly, research revealed that men who lightly touched women's arm when asking for their phone number were more likely to get it. So, if you want to ask for a favor, lightly touching the person's arm or elbow for a few seconds can triple your chances of success. Number 2. The intense stare. If you want to intimidate someone or make someone stop talking, stare at the central area of the forehead. Imagine they have a third eye in the middle of their forehead, and concentrate on that triangular point. The effect of this gaze is amazing. Not only does it change the mood by making it more serious, it also increases respect for you. This gaze technique is very effective when you feel threatened. Try not to blink and maintain eye contact. Focus exclusively on that point, and you will see how you manage to intimidate anyone who looks at you. It is a look capable of instilling fear in the hearts of your potential adversaries. Number 3. Synchronize open-mindedness with body language to persuade. If you want to persuade someone who is sitting down, make sure their arms and legs are not crossed before you continue. When the mind closes, the body does too, and it's much harder to persuade someone. So if you have something important to say, invite the person to sit next to you. Give them activities such as taking notes or reviewing handouts to make them lean forward, and be more receptive to your ideas. You can also offer them a hot drink, such as tea, or coffee, to keep their arms open. Number 4. Use the environment to your advantage. When we sit with our backs to an open space, our stress level goes up. Blood pressure rises. Heart rate speeds up. Brain waves intensify. And our breathing becomes faster. Especially when there is constant movement around. Tension increases if the person's back is to an open door, or a window at ground level. This information can be used in various ways. For example, it is an ideal position to position your competitors, and thus take control in a meeting. You can also change the dynamic, and make a reserved person seem more confident. Here's an example. If your partner is shy, and you want her to impress your parents at a dinner party, place her in the prime spot at the table, at the farthest point from the door, and with her back to the wall. You'll be surprised how simply putting someone in a comfortable, safe position can encourage them to talk more, and with greater confidence. Plus you'll notice how others pay more attention to you. Number 5. The power of the pen to guide visual attention. Use a pen to direct a person's gaze to a presentation as you explain what they are seeing. Then, move the pen away from the presentation and place it between your eyes and those of the person to whom you are presenting the topic. This gesture has a magnetic effect, and now the person will raise their head, and focus on you, seeing and hearing everything you say, effectively capturing the message. To reinforce this trick, as you speak, hold the palm of your other hand open. Number 6. Detect allies and opponents. If you want to identify who is for or against you in a group you've just joined, simply observe the leader. The leader tends to be the first to adopt certain gestures and postures, and his followers tend to imitate them in hierarchical order. For example, if the leader sits and adopts a relaxed posture, it is likely that his followers emulate it according to their rank within the group. With this observation, you can deduce who will vote for or against your proposals. And it will also help you identify potential allies and rivals in a negotiation. This knowledge is especially valuable when presenting ideas, products, or services to partners. See who's imitating whom to determine who's calling the shots. If the woman makes the first moves, like crossing her legs, interlocking her fingers, or touching her chin, and the man follows her lead, there's no point in asking him for his opinion because he's not the decision maker. Number 7. Close a deal before dinner. If you plan to do business over dinner, the most effective strategy is to address the important issues before the food is served. Once everyone starts eating, conversation tends to slow down, and alcohol can cloud judgment. Also, after the meal, Much of the blood goes to the stomach for digestion, reducing mental clarity. So present your proposals before the meal arrives, when everyone is more mentally alert. Remember, no one makes important decisions while eating. Number 8. Stand-up meetings for quick decisions. Conduct all meetings where quick decisions need to be made standing up. Research indicates that standing conversations are much more concise than seated ones. In addition, the leader of a standing meeting is perceived as having a higher status than those who are seated. Standing up when someone enters your office is also an excellent time-saving strategy. Consider not having visitor chairs in your workspace. Number 9. Encourage ethical group behavior. It's natural for people to work better when they feel they are being closely observed. In one study, it was found that people were more likely to clean up their mess in a cafeteria when there was an image of a pair of eyes, compared to an image of flowers. The researchers explained that the image of eyes suggests social surveillance. That is, it gives them the impression that they are being watched. Therefore, if you want to prevent littering at the university, or encourage them to return books to the library, place an image with a pair of eyes in a visible location. This will help create the feeling that they are being watched. Number 10. Use fear to get what you need. Studies indicate that people who feel anxiety followed by relief tend to respond favorably to subsequent requests. It's a social experiment. People who heard an invisible police whistle when crossing the street were more likely to agree to fill out a questionnaire compared to those who heard nothing. This is because their mental resources were occupied with the possible danger, and they were less able to analyze the subsequent request. It's probably not appropriate to blow a whistle in your office, but you could scare a colleague in a more subtle way. Remind him that he has an important presentation, and the boss is in a bad mood. Then you tell him that the boss was just a joke, and take the opportunity to ask him for the favor you need. Number 11. Prepare someone to help you in the future. When you want someone to have a genuine and willingness to assist you, especially with something that might be difficult for them, start by getting a no as an initial response. This will make the person feel indebted to you, and it is likely that the next time you really need their help, they will feel obligated to help you, due to guilt over not helping you the first time. This principle can also be applied in reverse. When you want to get close to someone, ask for small favors often. If someone who doesn't like you helps you in these small favors, his or her brain will try to justify his or her behavior with thoughts like, he or she really isn't such a bad person. That's why I'm helping him or her. Number 12. Use your hands to check for attention. When we're in the middle of an important conversation, it's easy to get lost in our words, and not notice if the other person is really paying attention. Instead of wasting time talking to someone distracted, try this. Cross your arms while you talk and watch to see if the other person mimics you. If the person is attentive and following the conversation, they are likely to mirror your gesture. Number 13. Increase your confidence with posture. It's a very simple technique, but extremely effective. Stand up straight with your shoulders back, take a deep breath, and walk with determination. You will notice that it is almost impossible to feel discouraged or defeated. This is because the body and mind are interconnected. Changing your physical posture directly influences your mental state. Using this technique, you can achieve things you never thought possible. You are afraid to ask your boss for a raise. You don't dare to ask out that person you like. Change your posture, your way of breathing, your muscle tension and your tone of voice, and go for what you want. Number 14. Discover the close relationships in a group. If you are new to an environment and want to identify who is the closest, watch closely where they direct their gaze while laughing. We all instinctively look at the person we have the best relationship with when we laugh. This is also an effective way to spot your admirer in a group of people. Tell a joke and see who looks at you the longest while laughing. That person probably has a special admiration for you. Number 15. Calm angry customers. When confronted with an angry customer, the first thing you should do is keep your cool. Lower the tone of your voice. Listen carefully to their complaint, and then repeat it in a calm tone, so they know you understand their problem. Think about dealing with the situation as you would with a small child. Once the client has calmed down, work on solving the problem, to prevent future altercations. Consider placing a mirror behind you. People tend to calm down when they see their own reflection when they are angry. This is a technique commonly used by store owners. I hope these tips will be useful in your daily life and help you handle various situations more effectively. Remember that empathy and observation are the key. See you in the next video.